Hello, Amantis here. This past week has been very exciting as we have the release of Garde by Fireplace Games. As always, instead of doing a let's play or a review, we are going with the reasons why you should be playing this game. I'll be covering a little bit of the story without too many spoilers, game mechanics, and what makes this game such a wonderful gem to play, so stay tuned. So, what is Garde? To put it simply, it's a swashbuckling third-person action game, battling graceless guards and nefarious noblemen with your sword and a little help from the environment. It's fast-paced, flamboyant, theatrical, witty, and extremely challenging to play. Let's break this down a little, starting with the game mechanics. For most of the game, you'll be fighting off waves of enemies, mostly by slashing or parrying with your sword, and sometimes needing to dodge certain attacks. What makes the game even more exciting is the ability to use different objects from the environment to help with your fight. A few examples include kicking crates and barrels into your enemy, throwing buckets on heads, and maybe kick them into the water or weapon racks. Of course, as the game progresses, you get more options on making use of your surroundings to distract or separate enemy crowds. I admit it does get a little overwhelming, especially when you're playing a scene for the first time and an unexpected enemy wave shows up, but you do have the ability to restart from checkpoints. Should a scenario feel too difficult, there is also the accessibility option where you can change the difficulty level, and also invincibility plus auto parry if you just want to play the game for the story. This brings me to the next section. Let's talk about the narrative and the characters that bring Garde to life. The story is set in 17th century Spain, complete with classical Spanish folk music playing in the background. You play as Adalia de Volador, who is described as a legendary swashbuckler, dashing adventurer, and a hero of the people. Throughout the game, aside from swinging across rooftops and kicking doors open, you will hear a lot of witty remarks from Adalia. What makes her very exciting to play is she's not afraid to cause some mischief while demonstrating her amazing swordsmanship against her opponents. As you encounter the different enemies, even when they're defeated, there's always some comedic punchline in there. In a sense, it feels as if you're either in a Mask of Zorro or Puss in Boots style movie. If you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the game so far and whether you're already playing it or not. Also be sure to follow me on social media for updates and sometimes other content. Next, I'm going to say why you should get Garde as part of your gaming collection. I first experienced this game during the June 2023's edition of Steam Next Fest a few months ago, and I was captivated by how action-packed it is when a few waves of enemies show up one after another. Aside from that, I absolutely loved how you need to sometimes run around and improvise a little bit to be able to clear a level. Like I said, sometimes you will need to kick your enemies, surprise them, or just throw things for distraction. I was also very charmed by Adalia because of how blunt she is, and everything about her is just so cool. From the outfit she wears, the cheeky antics from dealing with the guards, to using her talents to fight for justice without fear. It's also not every day you see a female protagonist in this format, which makes the whole game so much more inspiring with an original story of her own. She is incredibly stylish in many ways, and who doesn't love some flamboyance? Aside from the main story, the game also comes with arena mode where you can fight waves of enemies at different difficulties. Let me tell you, arena mode is incredibly challenging, and I've had to restart levels sometimes just to complete them. But that satisfaction you get from completing a challenge at the end is priceless. If you're interested in playing Garde, it is now available on Steam. I'll put details and links in the description box below for you to check out. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and should you manage to play the game, let me know what you think. Also, I'll be linking to the Steam Next Fest video in the end screen for a few snippets of my gameplay. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.